We're walking Barnuby up to the person. Sit. Have him sit. It's the way you want to do a greeting routine with Barnuby and new people. Step away from him, give the person a treat. He knows this routine really well. We've done this a lot in the last 10 days he's been here. See, she's even offering, and he knows he's supposed to wait until he's on my left, right? So with my right hand, it's really easy. It just flows. You just go down here like this. No. If he makes a mistake, you reset him. See how he got anticipatory? He'll put himself back. This is really important that he learns self-control, especially for him. So with your right hand, you go down there and take it slow. Make sure he's not jumping the gun. Go say hi. And then right away, come. And I would tell new people, he knows Lisa, but sit. I would tell new people, don't pet him, just let him accept the gift from you. Because he has had issues with certain people. And so since you can't really predict when he's going to be having a bad day or what's going to set him off by somebody, then just have it all be the same for a while. He just approaches the person, he accepts a gift out of their hand, something really good happens in his mind, then you call him back to come, put him back on the clock. That'll make him feel safe. Like somebody's in charge, like you're in control, and you're not somebody to guard, you're not an object to guard, you're actually the boss, which makes him way less likely to feel insecure and afraid and make him think he has to protect you. See how he stopped himself there? Go. Come. But if he knows somebody, Lisa's petting him, that's fine. But especially with new people, sit. I'm just going to do it 3 times. And it's really fast. If I wasn't talking so much, you could do this in probably less than a minute or a minute and a half for sure. And then you're done. Just have quick, positive interactions with a bunch of new people like this. No petting. Go. Come. Practicing your recall, it's another way to practice. You're practicing a come away from a new person. That's what you need with him. Sit. You're practicing a sit stay, which means he has to be calm and non-reactive, pretty non-reactive to stay in a real sit stay in the presence of a new person. And practicing, we'll do it one more time since I have more to talk about. And also practicing approaching a new person and feeling safe about it and actually looking forward to it now. Go. Come. Good. So you want to do this routine with just people he knows for a while. Family members, people that you know that he's cool with because of his issues, former issues with people before he came here. You just want to be super careful. Just log in a bunch of really positive greeting routines just like this with at least like 5, 6, 7, 8 more people, let's say 10 people, because our goal would be that we're so careful now in the way that we handle him that we never have another incident with him again and another person, okay? So if you do 10 new people, different people, and you also practice with each other for a few weeks in your yard, always practice in the same spot, whether it's in your yard or right on the sidewalk in front of your house. That spot is where he greets people. That's where you guys practice because they associate behavior with a location. And so if he's had a bunch of greeting routines and always goes the same way, the person in that place always has the reward. And if it's always the same way and he has a great time and he gets a nice treat, when you plug a stranger into that place, it'll help you get over the hump, and he'll be like, well, I don't know that person, but I know how this goes every time, and this is always great. So always do it in the same spot, and that'll be his greeting routine spot for a while, and then you can start plugging new people in there and changing his perception of what it means to meet a visitor to your house, or a person anywhere for that matter. Okay, but I just want to show you how we've just started doing their sit side-by-side mat exercises, which is a very valuable exercise to practice. And so Lisa's never done this before, so I'm talking her through it with Barnuby. No, so you say no and pull up like that. And then with your right hand, go down there and pat his chest and say, go to your mat.
Go to your mat.
And then say down. And if they don't go down, like she's slow at her DWN than he is, you just help with your left foot. Now stand out in front of him like that. And then we're just going to do simple rewarding right in front of him. He'll flip around if you put the treat right there in the front of the mat, where that dark spot is on the mat, and say good.
Good.
Good. Keep doing it. And Good. And then stand back like I am. See how far you can stand back even if you extend your arm like that. So do what I'm doing, stand back, farther back, see that? And then you go forward and reward. Good. Yeah, and now we can practice a walk around. So walk around the far side there and I'll walk around here. And then go back to where you started in front and reward and good.
Good.
Good. Make sure they don't touch your hands. Make sure that they really wait until you put the reward on the mat. It's all the same when you have them both together. So walk around the other way now. I'll let you go first. Doing this stuff side by side, this is ultimate in socialization because they learn to be calm. They're both doing exactly the same thing. They're equals and you're the boss. You're orchestrating this behavior. Good, and it's teaching them to be really calm and focused on you when they're together. It's a really good thing to do. Now drop the leash. And I don't know if you can back up and show us, but we're gonna back up, just step away. I just wanna show you some of the things you can start doing and then move forward. You don't have to pick up the leash, but move forward and reward, good. Go ahead, good. And there's, a lot of other things you could do if you're doing it in a big yard, which might be a lot easier for you to do it. Let's keep rewarding so they don't pop up. Good. It's easier for you because you have more space to get the moves down. It's easier than doing it in a small front room or something where it's going to be cramped. Good, and then you can really learn how to do this and get a feel for this with the both of them especially. And once you're comfortable doing it in a big space, then you can move it to other smaller spaces and you'll be able to do it. So do it in a place in your environment that is really easy for you. You're not cramped. You don't have a bunch of things everywhere, to step around or squeeze past or whatever. Good, so I just wanted to show you that we're in the beginning stages since they're not finished with the program yet, but we're in the beginning stages of doing this. They can stay in a downstay next to each other, and then all you have to do is keep practicing this and they would get better and better. So now I pick up the leash, stand with him on your left. Hold it, no, he's on your left. And then hold the leash like you're gonna walk him, because we're gonna bring them off now, so choke up on the leash. No, just choke up like this. See how I'm holding it, like that? Pat your leg and say, okay.
Okay.
And then have him sit. And then with your right hand, make sure he really waits, pat his chest and say, you ready? Say, go.
Go.
Yeah. And then call Barnuby to come to you. Come. And I'll call her to come to me. So you could also practice, let's keep going with this just for another minute. You could also practice, if you're having any kind of problems with them being really out of control together, practice letting them go to each other, and you're going to call him back when I call her back. So let them go to each other. Just do that. Now load up like you're going to call him to come to you with the treat in your hand, right? And say come, just like that. Good. See how they started to get really, they wanted to romp and play. You could practice. Let's just do it again. Do the same thing. So see how I do it? Come, just like that. Good. Call him to you. Come. So let's just do it one more time. Let go of the leash with the other hand because it's got to be long, right? So let go of the leash. There you go. And use that hand for a treat. You got a free hand, so use that hand for a treat, the free hand. Okay. Hey, this way. Don't let him walk on the mat. Just let's do what I'm doing. Come this way. So this is a lesson for a person as well as the dogs. Here. Let them go to each other and then come. There you go. See how that works? Good. So you guys practice this kind of stuff. And then pretty soon you're doing sit stays next to each other, down stays next to each other, calling them away from each other. I mean, you do everything side by side, and it really helps with their training and teaches them to be very obedient with you when they're together. But you do it on leash, of course, at first. So this is just the first time we've done this, but here's a guideline for you to what to continue doing. So we're having him sit before we allow him to go in the crate. He loves his crate. He's going to want to run in there, but make sure that you have him sit and wait. So he's sitting and waiting. With your right hand, pat his chest and say, go. See how it kind of flows? You kind of send him in like that. And then he goes in there, turns around, takes his treat, and then take off his prong collar. He's got some fuzzy, furry hair there. Sometimes it gets stuck, and sometimes he'll sit on the leash like he did there. But you always you know, before you close the door, you can also, good, give him a treat. He loves his crate, so that's not a problem. And you can hang this prong collar right here on the door. Here at my house, Barnuby has been sleeping in the crate every night and throughout the day, coming in and out of the crate. Lots of time in the yard, lots of free time, but every time he comes back in, every time I let him out and every time he comes back in, he follows this routine in the crate, and it's a tool for training. And this, even just this crate routine, the way he goes in, the way he comes out, helps his overall training, because obviously it'd be a very bad thing if we were just letting him run in and out, because this is a major boundary, and since boundary training is very important in dog training, this is a boundary we really want to control, because by controlling the boundary the way you see me doing it, that makes him think that somebody's in charge. And if somebody's in charge, and that would be the person doing this, then maybe he's safe and he doesn't have to guard that person or that space as if, you know, their possessions to guard. And if he feel, he's still going to always be protective and, you know, in the right situation, but if he feels safer and calmer because he feels safer, and you're engaging his mind throughout the day and with all these little ways that we've been showing you, he's going to have a higher tolerance to stress, and he's not going to be flying off the handle at inappropriate times. And this is one of the things you want to do for a while at least, you know, maybe it's just a few months, not his whole lifetime. If you don't need to do these things after a while because you're not having issues with him, then you don't have to do it. But definitely if you do this routine for a few months, exactly like I'm showing you here, it really helps. And so you see when I open the door, good, he waits, he's got it down.